want to get to Klay Thompson. You mentioned Klay Thompson having a big series.
Yeah, I just feel like he's flying under the radar here because, when Fitz said yesterday to us, and I didn't know this, I'll be the first. He logged the most minutes of any Warrior in the playoffs last year.
I can't believe you didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
We were arguing about him earlier this season. I was like, Chasky, he had the most minutes in the postseason. I know you were. You were listening to
all
Steiny
part of the
instead.
bit. You know?
You're listening to Steiny.
Somebody's got to pump up Klay.
And by the way, not only did he play the most minutes, but you look at his numbers in the playoffs and the regular season, he averaged the same.
Well, that I know.
From the field goal percentage and the three-point line. He shot the same.
But what if I take out his top one? I'm just teasing.
I can't believe you went. I can't believe that. If you take away his top 4 games, look at this month. Well, how about I take his worst 4 games out? How does his month look? I can't believe.
Look, man, Joe Montana got critiqued. All right,
I know, but no,
that's what happens.
You took it from Steiny, man.
Right,
You're rolling with that one.
I can love someone and still good. My wife loves me. She critiques me minute by minute.
Does anyone really have a choice?
All the time.
Nobody has a choice.
Love you, Michelle.
Nobody has a choice. Somebody on the Comcast Business text line who's going to get what will happen first? Steph Curry winning his 6th NBA championship or Anna getting a ring?
Well, you're in control of some of that.
Am I? Where am I
yeah,
now?
the Warrior part.
The Warrior? Pull on Klay Thompson and making people eat their words.
I think what makes Klay so special is the chip that he plays with. After all the accomplishments that he's had and the championships and the rings, and it's really special to see him want more, and find ways to stay motivated. And there's nothing I love more than, people shutting other people up, and Klay did that the entire year, and people were talking down on his name, and, not only this past season, but 2 years ago, and for him to come back and play at an extremely high level and, accomplish the thing that he's accomplished it's amazing, and it's a huge testament to who he is. And, I never once was a doubter, and I've been supporting him since day one. So, just being able to see him make other people eat their words.
So, Jordan Poole is speaking about Klay Thompson, and there's another.
You think he was talking directly to me?
No, I was talking to you, Steiny, and a lot of the other idiots who said Klay Thompson was. Well, Steiny didn't say it. He got really angry at Guru the other day for saying that he was washed, but
I don't have a strong opinion.
But I know Steiny did suggest, like you, that Klay may have to come off the bench or would just start deep.
And look, you know what?
And it's fine.
Here's
and it's fine. I'm not trying to come down your roads.
No,
but there's a lot of, which, again, I wrap my head around and I'm saying, out of all the people to point the finger at, and I get it, Klay was chucking and he was awful.
Hey, Bonte, I did this to Jerry Rice. I said, Jerry, you're not the number 1 anymore. It's T.O. And you know what? That one, some people think that I was wrong. Some people think that I was right. Yeah, that's what happens. You put out opinions every day. You talk for 4 hours, and sometimes you're wrong. And you know what? I put my name on it. I raised my hand, and I walked it back afterwards. And I admitted where I was wrong.
I'll say
where
this.
Joe was right, where Joe was wrong.
I'll say this. I know what hurt you. Because Klay was playing bad. And I get the argument to start Jordan Poole. He was averaging 25 points a game as a starter. And I get it. The way it looked, it was great. And there was doubt about Klay Thompson reaching that form offensively. If he could be the same player. I think he is better offensive player. His IQ's a lot better. But I think what hurts you is when you brought up KK.
Well, I said he's closer to Ray. This is literally what I said. And we could bring the sound up because I begged them to get the sound. He's closer to the old man Ray Allen and a Kyle Korver than he is to old Klay. And I was wrong.
Something different.
And I was wrong.
Said something different, but I don't want to go.
No, that's literally what I said.
I don't remember you saying it like that. I don't remember that.
But that's okay.
So,
and I apologize.
Yeah,
and Klay,
no, you know
I'm
what?
sorry for ever doubting you.
No.
And I apologize. But if there was one little ounce of motivation that helped it, I'll take that because I'm that insecure.
You're such a narcissist.
Narcissistic.
Thinking that we're always talking about you. No, I'm talking about the other 10,000 idiots who are in my timeline as well.
By the way, my dad yesterday, he goes, man, you guys got some great coats. Yours looks a little big on you, Joe. You think it fit me?
Did he really?
Yes.
Oh, man.
Because the Warriors came and brought us coats.
They did. Those coats were hard.
And within the hour of me getting off of work, he was already hitting me up trying to get it.
Well, Anna already says, this XL looks good on me.
So it's hers.
I can't find the
By the way, also,
it's fine. It's fine because Anna's
going
to be my last girlfriend ever, by the way. But I've lost a lot of hoodies from previous girls. That's the worst thing about breaking up. When I was single and breaking up and stuff like that. You know how many hoodies I've lost?
Does Anna put on, my wife likes to put on my T-shirts at times.
Oh, yeah.
And sleep in them. And I'm like, what are you doing? That's a good T-shirt. You're ruining that T-shirt by sleeping. She's like, what are you talking about? Yeah. And I'm like, no, because you're like wrinkling in it and getting it all around, like ruining the collar. No, I don't like that. Right. Secondarily, I'm calling you out. Sam Lubman, I saw you post that you were wearing a shirt yesterday that the Warriors gave us, correct?
Well, yeah, the Warriors kind of gave it to Bonte, then Bonte gave it to me.
Bonte, you gave it to him because it didn't fit you, correct?
No, that's incorrect. That's totally incorrect.
No, Bonte's a very benevolent man. That's why he gave it to me.
Benevolent. I love
What does that even mean?
Benevolent. Very giving, right? There it is. I love that word. I used it a lot in my stories when I was covering high school.
Yeah, benevolent Bonte.
Opposite of malevolent.
See that, and that's
Bonte. That's a great character.
See, that is the word of the day too. Benevolent Bonte. I like that a lot.
I do too.
I love that. I love that better than bougie Bonte because here's what I do. And see, Shasky, he want to put his foot in his mouth again. Talking, I didn't fit you. The fit. Trust me, it was a hard time giving him that shirt. But I have a lot of shirts.
Such a sick shirt.
I have a lot of shirts. I don't need any more shirts. And my producer's sitting right here doing a great job every single day, grinding his ass off. And, I learned at an early age in this radio game from the great Ray Woodson.
Oh, yeah?
And the great Marty Lurie. And the great Gary Ratnich. Take care of your people.
Yes.
They took care of me. And I said to myself, whenever I get in this position, I'm going to take care of my people. And every producer that's worked for me over the last 5-6 years, I've been here, it's 95, 70 games, 6.5 years.
Wow.
All my producers.
6.5 years.
6.5 years. All my producers have been taken care of.
6.5 years. Wow.
I take care of my people, man. Christmas, birthdays. During the day.
You do.
That's what I do.
You do. I brought donuts in today.
Yeah,
Bob's Donuts, by the way, while we're here on Polk Street, they taste different. They're incredible. Bob's Donuts. Bob, if you're out there, I love you. I don't know who Bob is. Those donuts are delicious.
Yes.
God, that chocolate old fashioned just hits different on a Friday.
I'm not trying to knock anyone else's donuts. I'm just talking about Bob's in particular. They're like soft. They're so good.
That chocolate old fashioned was fat, too. That was a big one.
Unbelievable. But thank you, Benevolent Bonte. Sam really does appreciate the gift.
He does. He does. Cheered him up. But that's what I do. I take care of my guy. He didn't get any gifts. So I said, you know what? He's doing a great job booking guests. He had the guest list booked today on Monday. I mean, this guy's working ahead. He's grinding. So I had to hook him up yesterday. Let's go to Uncle Gene. Shameless shout-outs, by the way.
Uncle Gene?
Shameless shout-outs, 7 minutes. Line them up, 888-957-9570. Shameless shout-outs coming up. It's your time to shout out your wife, your kids, your dog, your teachers, your local corner store, your 7-Eleven, whoever the hell you want to shout out, your dog. Shout them out. That's coming up in 7 minutes on the Morning Roast. Uncle Gene in Oakland, what is happening, my man?
Hey, morning, fellas. You guys look really dapper today.
Thanks, buddy.
Thank you, Uncle Gene.
Yeah, I want to make a couple of points, hopefully stimulate a little discussion. First is, I think it can make the argument that this team may actually be better than last year's team going to the playoffs.
Why is
Hear
that?
me out. Well, you got the 3 Hall of Famers still playing like Hall of Famers, even though they're a year older. You got Andrew Wiggins with a year under his belt in the playoffs.
True.
He should be raring to go. You've got Looney, career year, best year ever.
That's true.
Okay? You got GP2 back, and you don't have Otto Porter, but you got a guy named Jonathan Kuminga who's ready to step up and maybe be a star of the playoffs, okay? I think we're a better team than we were last year.
And DiVincenzo.
Right? Okay. Yeah, and we got D. Right. One more point. They're handing out awards now, and props to Mike Brown for Coach of the Year. I think we should be looking at who's the MVP of the Warriors. My choice is Kevon Looney.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, I'm not either.
I'm not mad at that. Loon Dog. Here's what Steve Kerr had to say.
I think there's a bunch of guys that could throw their name in the hat for that.
Here's what Looney had to say, or Steve Kerr had to say about Looney being the team's moral compass.
Yeah.
He's definitely kind of our moral compass. He's the guy who just is there every single day doing exactly what he should be doing and setting an example for everybody else. And he's perfect in that role because his role changes so often. He's gone in and out of the starting lineup this year and in past years but it never affects his preparation. It never affects his energy, his mood. If I play him for 10 minutes or if I play him for 35, you get the exact same effort. And for him to be able to be the example for all of our younger players, for me to be able to say to JK and Jordan and Moses and all these young guys, hey, watch Loon. Like, go about your business like Kevon. Like, he's the ultimate pro. I can't tell you how valuable that is to have on our team.
And he's going to have a big challenge in defending Domantas Sabonis again. Shameless shout-outs in 4 minutes. 4 minutes shameless shout-outs, 888-957-9570. Line them up. Got a couple open lines for shameless shout-outs. You know what time it is here on a Frisco Friday on the Morning Roast. Here's Looney on the challenge of taking on Domantas Sabonis.
I mean, I done heard this in a lot of series versus a lot of great big men. I take pride in being able to defend my position and protect the paint. I feel like we got me and Draymond, Jermichael have been doing this all year, playing against a lot of good bigs, and we always usually hold down the fort. Bonus provides a problem, but I think we got the answers, and you got to go out there and execute. If we execute the game plan, I think we'd be in a great position. I'm looking forward to this battle. It's going to be a lot of fun.
You listen to how confident Looney sounds there. He's a great big. However, I feel really good about our game plan against Sabonis. Feel really good. That's confidence right there between Draymond. He mentioned Jermichael Green. Now the key to me against Sabonis, what do you want to – it's like Jokic, right? And I think we were discussing this yesterday. What do you want to take away? You want to take away his scoring? You want to take away his playmaking ability? What do you want to take away from Sabonis? And then can you keep your ass out of foul trouble? Because that's another big deal right there.
He's so talented as a passer. He's so skilled. And once he gets into the paint, it feels like he just lowers that shoulder and can rise up and has great pivot moves and can finish with both hands, Sabonis. But if you're asking me, do I want him, like if I want to take something away, I think I want to take away his passing and allow him to score. Like, because he's gonna get his one way or the other.
Right.
So going back to just kind of like you got to pick and choose your poison on some of these things. I would much rather him have 30-point games with 1 or 2 assists as opposed to the 20-point game with the 10 assists.
Yep.
And you got to keep him off the glass. Like, I go back to the 24, 22, and 8 game. Like, you cannot let him have that. You cannot let this guy get 20-something rebounds because that tells me
22.
Yeah, that tells me that he's feasting on the O glass and defensively.
Look at his last 7 games against the Golden State Warriors. We'll get to shout-outs in a second.
Yeah.
7 straight double-doubles against the Golden State Warriors. Look at these numbers when he was with Indiana, right? 16, 10, and 8. 18, 14, 6. 22, 16, and 4.
That's what I'm saying.
30 and 11. And then this year against the Warriors as a king. 19, 14, and 4. 19, 14, and 6. 26, 22, and 8. Those are nasty numbers. Now, can you get him in foul trouble? Now, and the plus-minus geeks will say this. In the first game against the Dubs, he was a minus 25. In the second game against the Dubs, he was a minus 16. But I'm not going to diminish his impact that he has for the Sacramento Kings and the impact he can have on the series. He did lead the league in rebounding. He gets a lot of guys in foul trouble. He's physical. He's a bruiser. He's not going to burn you from the three-point line, but he will handle that rock. And if he starts getting triple-double numbers against you, that could be an issue.
Well,
so you want to take away that playmaking ability as a bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. And I do think he can also create a ton of free throw attempts. Like, this is a guy that I think can slow the tempo down when they need to and get Draymond and Looney in foul trouble. Do they play him straight up?
Yeah.
Do they run a late double team at him? Are they, I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do.
It's pick your poison, right? Because they do have a lot of three-point shooters. The Sacramento averages over 3
But that's what I don't want to do.
13 three-point makes a game.
I don't want to leave Herter and Malik Monk and
dangerous.
And Murray and even De'Aaron Fox open off ball.
This team is dangerous from the three-point line. Again, they're top 10 in all the categories that the Warriors are in.
Yeah.
When it comes to three-point makes, Kings are top 10. Three-point percentage, Kings are top 10. Three-point attempts, Kings are top 10. So this is what they do. Now, Looney also talked about the noise. Does he hear the noise going into Saturday? Because there's a lot of noise happening in this series. Here's Loon Dog.
Right now, I haven't been hearing a lot of noise. It's really been locked in and focused on game plan and what's going on. But when you get there on the court and you get the fans going and people get to talking, you know it's going to go to another level. Right now we really just focusing on the game plan, but we know how the crowd's going to be, home and away, and we live for that. And, we got a lot of guys that they're probably hearing everything. They're not talking about it, but I know their guys are hearing everything. They're seeing everything. That's just what Steph, Draymond, and Klay do. They hear all the noise. But right now, I'm just been trying to lock in and block it out. But once it starts going on the court, you try to embrace it. If you do hear it, you do see it, you just kind of put that chip on your shoulder and try to take the game to another level.
And we're going to shameless shout-outs in just a second. That's Loon Dog with Willard and Dibbs. Yesterday, obviously, Larry Kruger ran for Dan Dibley, but also he brought this up. I want to play this before the show with shout-outs. Hearing people say that the Kings have the best offense of all time. Here's what Loon Dog said.
I definitely heard a little bit, but, that's how things go. We know they give us all the numbers. Our athletic team, they tell me how good their offense is. So we've been watching them on them all weekend. We know how special their offense can be. So as a defender, you want to slow that down. You want to be the team that puts that to the heart.
Can't wait, Shasky.
I feel like the data geeks have unfairly put like this thing on the Kings fans that like, best offense of all time. Like they have to defend that, and I feel bad. They did like from the metrics or whatever. Like that is probably factually correct. But if you look at like the top 5 quote unquote offenses of all time, like 2 or 3 of them are in the last year or 2. Okay, right. Yep. So there's context to everything. I don't think anybody would sit here and say that they're better than the mid '90s Bulls or the Lakers or the Warriors offensively or whatever. But the data tells you those things. I'm not going to be outraged because people are pointing that out.
They are a really good team offensively.
Absolutely,
they are, and they don't turn the ball over.
Are they
like
the most
Warriors
dynamic offensive team left in both conferences?
Oh, Denver's pretty damn good. Denver's pretty good.
Well, and I
haven't seen Phoenix.
Yeah, I don't know what to make of Phoenix. Right. I kind of have to see it play out.
The Warriors have a dynamic offense. Offense has not been the Warriors' problem this year.
No, they're only a point and a half behind Phoenix for all these numbers. They're right there.
Sacramento scores 120. The Warriors score 118 and a half. Yeah. So they're right there with the Sacramento Kings. Offense is not the issue whatsoever. It's been on the other end of the floor. All right.